Welcome, everyone. I'm Molly Starback, Director of the Office of Postdoctoral Services, and we're very pleased to welcome Dr. Sunita Patil, our own personal research navigator. Well, I don't know if you are actually, but I think of you as
I
our
am, yes.
postdoc research navigator. And Sunita is going to tell us about all the fantastic research tools at Duke. So Sunita, please take it away, and thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for the introduction. What is this? Give subtitles a try. No, I don't want this. I don't know why it's showing me this. Okay, cool. Can everybody see my my screen? All right, perfect. So just wanted to give you a little bit of introduction, like where we reside and what we do. So basically, I reside in an office called Duke Office of Research Initiatives. We started our services just for School of Medicine at one point, but then just as, like our services started getting very popular, we moved on to even support the folks on the campus side. So welcome everybody who's, like both in School of Medicine and also in humanities. So what I'm going to do is, like tell you a little bit about myRESEARCHhome and myRESEARCHpath portal. So these are the two portals that our office supports. And essentially, I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. But then the other service we also have is myRESEARCHnavigators. And these are the real people who basically help anybody and everybody who's doing research at Duke. So what is myRESEARCHhome? So myRESEARCHhome is an online portal, which is basically a one-stop shop where you can find all information about doing research in one place. And this is how it looks. And what I'm going to do is I hope you all have your computers over here, because what I want you to do is to log into your computers and go to mrh.duke.edu. And then, I will go over the entire portal with you and you follow along with me. So that way, not only would you learn how to use the portal, but then, you should also be able to find the information on your own and also, like reach out to us for help as well. The next portal, like I said, is myRESEARCHpath. Now we have this portal as a widget on the myRESEARCHpath portal. And the reason is because we wanted to consolidate all the information on one page so that people don't have to go to various different sites and find the information. So what is myRESEARCHpath? myRESEARCHpath is literally an interactive roadmap. So say, you have a research idea and you want to implement it. It will take you through the entire life cycle of a research project, all the way from generating an idea to closing your study out. And so, depending on where you are, on the stage of your protocol, you should be able to go and click on that. And basically, it's going to tell you all the information about, like what are the tasks that are typically done during that particular stage of your project. Also, it will tell you all the information about who can provide you consults, what are the tips and templates that are available to you, any policies associated with it, as well as any trainings that are available to you as well. And again, like I said, we'll go over those. Now, like I said, the third arm, of our services is, like myRESEARCHnavigators. So we are 6 of us basically at the back end, and most of us have PhDs. And so what we try and do is we help anyone and everyone at Duke who's involved in doing research. So this doesn't have to be just students or faculty. This can be anybody who's a staff as well. Now, like what do we do? So there are, a few different things that we do. So we do tailored onboardings and consultations. So say, like you are writing a grant, or, like you are working on a project, and if you are going to be a first-time PI on an externally funded grant, then you are required to basically meet with us and do, this one-on-one consult with us. And what are these consults? These are very tailored consults. So as you all know, you've been at Duke for a little while, you know that, Duke is very decentralized. There is a ton of resources that are available all over the place. And the thing is that people who have been here for almost 15, 16 years really don't know where these, resources exist. And so what we try and do is to tailor our consults in a way that matches your portfolio. So, if you're doing basic sciences, we'll have, somebody who has the basic sciences expertise who will come out and do these consults with you. If it's somebody who's doing clinical sciences, then, there'll be a clinical sciences expert. If somebody is working in the humanities space, because I did see that there are some of you, in that space as well. So if you're in that space, then we have somebody, like in engineering as well as in humanities who can come out and do those presentations to you. The consults with you. So, like I said, I mean, we help you in terms of finding and knowing about the resources that match, the type of projects that you are planning to implement. The other thing that we also do is to answer any questions about, policies or processes, or, if you want to find where is a particular, if you want to find out about an equipment or a facility or whatever it is, we are actually a research hotline as well. So the thing is that you can reach out to us and you should be able to, ask your question, and whoever has the expertise and the time, to answer your question will reach out to you with the answers that you're looking for. So essentially, instead of spending your time looking for all the information and getting frustrated, reach out to us, and what we will do is we will provide you the information that you're looking for. And the typical response we get from people is like, wish we had known about you 2 months ago or 6 months ago. And so, instead of, like I said, going about looking for information, if you reach out to us, we can provide you either the information, the answer to the information that you're looking for, or otherwise we will connect you to the people who know the information. And that way it makes it easy for you to find what you're looking for. So that's one thing that we do. Now, the other thing that we have started doing, and this would be really helpful for all the postdocs out there, we have also started doing a research staff onboarding. So say, you have like a lab manager in your labs, or, like you have somebody who has just joined, like your department as a research staff. Then what we do is we also provide research staff onboardings. And these are provided like in a group format. These are not like one-on-one. And so there is a way to register for it. And once you do that, then, like you should be able to pick what session works best for you. And then, once you attend that, you should be able to, the staff should be able to learn all about, getting started at Duke, knowing the resources, as well as learning how to use the portals as well. Now, the other thing that we are also involved in is a pre-grant application process. So if you are going to be applying for an externally funded grant, typically, you fill out the I-2S form. And when you fill out the I-2S form, and I'll show you how to, where that form is located. But this particular form has to be filled out at least 3 weeks before your grant is due with a sponsor. And so when you fill that out, it goes out to your grant manager, and they will reach out to you with the timeline for when you should be giving them the documents to upload it to their system. And then the other thing is that it also comes to us. So we review every single grant application that is going to be going into going out of Duke. And depending on the information that you provide us on that intake form, we will provide you a follow-up email with the information that we think would be most useful for you to not only write the grant and get your grants reviewed, but also, like if you have, if you're proposing certain tasks on your project, then what we can do is even, point you to the resources that can help you to do those tasks once the grant is funded. Also, the last question on that intake form is, would you like to do a one-on-one consult with a navigator? And if you do say yes to that, then we will meet with you and we can go over all the questions that you have. We usually get the grant managers at the table as well. And then what you can do, what we do is answer any questions that you have. And also, like we will tell you about the resources. We will also help you with information about what resources are free, which ones cost money. And so that helps you to build your budget. And we can also help you with study design or, data collection, whatever it is, we can help you with all of that as well. So those are the few things that we do. And we are now actually going to implement something that's very exciting. And I think, all those people who are doing basic sciences and are working in the labs will hopefully love it, and it's coming soon, hopefully within a month or so. What we're trying to do is create like a resource sharing channels on Teams, Microsoft Teams. I don't know if everybody uses Microsoft Teams or not, but if you do, then, if you go to the Teams page, you should be able to see resource sharing, group. And once you go over there, you should be able to ask people like, hey, do you have this particular reagent, or do you have the knowledge of, who has a particular kit? And there are so many times that, you order something and you just need like 10 ml of it and the rest is all thrown away. Or otherwise, if you need any information about a particular equipment and, you want to know if you can use it, you can ask those questions, and people can always respond back to you with the answers that you're looking for. So you can exchange or buy, sell, lab equipment or reagents and stuff. And also, you should be able to find equipment and facilities as well. And then the other thing is that, we are also trying to create a similar channel for mouse base as well. So if you want to find out, if a particular mouse strain is available, with some lab, then you should be able to just ask the question, and whoever is working with that particular strain should be able to reach out to you and say like, hey, yeah, we have it, and we may be able to share that strain with you. So it's going to be a very interactive, messaging board, basically, where you should be able to go and, ask people if they have something, and, they may have those reagents, tools, whatever it is, that you should be able to borrow or use for free. So any questions so far? Because I'm going to stop sharing this right now. And I am going to, what is it showing me this? Has it stopped sharing my?
Nope, we can still see it. And we have one question in the chat from Jacqueline. Does this include all external grants, foundations, or only federal grants?
No, it's all external grants. So any external grant that you apply to, you have to fill out this form that I'll be showing you in a bit. So can I request all of you to go and go to Google Chrome and type in mrh.duke.edu. Now it needs double authentication in the sense like it needs your MFA. And once you've logged in, just give me a hands up. So then, I can start going over the portal with you guys. And I'm going to start sharing my screen again. And I hope everybody can see my screen now. All right, so it looks like the couple of people who are trying to log in still. and people in humanities, please log in as well, because there is information for you over here. So don't worry. Has everybody logged in? I only saw 2 people. Okay. All right. If anybody's having issues logging in, please speak up, and then, like, I can help you with it. Okay, so it seems like everybody has been able to log in. So now this is how your screen is going to look like. And now this particular screen is customized for me. And so what you see on your screen is going to be customized for you. Okay. So now this is where, like, do you see either your picture on the top right, or, you may see your initial on the top right. And if you click on that, then the first one's your profile tab. So if you wanted to change anything on your profile, you pretty much would have to go to the HR website and make the changes over there, because that's where it's pulling all the information from. Now, this manage dashboard, basically shows you all the widgets that are currently available on your screen. And over here, you should be able to hide some of these. So if I say like, oh, the agreements and patents is not really relevant for me, you can always hide it. It doesn't go anywhere. You can always bring that up whenever you need it. The next one is the feedback tab. And so say, if your information on this portal is either incorrect or missing, you should be able to let us know, from here. And what we will do is we'll fix it up at the back end for you. Okay. And if you have any suggestions for this portal, feel free to let us know as well, because this portal was developed with the input of all the research staff, faculty, as well as students at Duke. And so if you have any suggestions, please feel free to let us know, so that, we will make those changes. And, or if we think like, that's something that's going to help, like the wider research audience, then we'll definitely incorporate that, like on our portal. Now, this is the one that I was telling you about. This is that intent to submit form. So if you are going to be applying for an external grant, this is the form that you fill out. And if I click on it, basically it's populating all my information over here. And then it asks me, like all kinds of questions about the FOA or the RFA that I'm going to be applying to. And this is the last question where it says, would you like the 10 or 15-minute consultation with us? And if you do say yes, then, we will meet with you and we'll help you with everything. All right, now this is hard for me because I can't see my, okay. All right, now when you come over here now, the other tab that I wanted to show you over here is data management planning. So if any one of you is going to be applying for an NIH grant, then this is where you will come to, and you will request help for developing a data management plan, because for every federal grant, you are required to create a data management plan. And so if that's required, you go over here and you should be able to, request help from here. Now, say you are sharing data with other institutions, then you can request, a meeting with somebody in the contracts department who will work with you and help you with generating contracts, for sharing data with the other institution. And invention disclosure. I don't know how many of you guys, work in the translational space, but if you do, and if you have a research idea, and if you're thinking about IP issues, then you may want to go over here and basically do a consult with somebody on the in that office, because they will help you think through the entire process. They'll tell you whether a patent is possible or if there are any other IP issues that you should be thinking of. All right, let's go to the main page over here. So here I'm going to first, tell you guys a little bit about humanities. So if you just go to the first box, which is my research path, and if you, like in say humanities, and if you say enter, it's going to give you information about selected major fellowships that are available in the humanities space. So this is where you can go and you can look for information on all the fellowships that are available to you. And so this is a great way to look for information. And if you have any additional questions, then you can reach out to Alicia. And I think Alicia presented just a couple of weeks ago, so you probably know about her already. Okay. And now if I go back to this page, the other topic that you see over here is develop the project idea. So do you see that? So if you go over here, it's going to tell you all about what are the things that you need to think about, when it comes to developing research ideas. And so, like if you go over here, you can see all the support that is available to you for doing humanities research project as well. And now on the right, you see this gray column. And so this is where, you should be able to request consultations. So you can see, like what are the various offices that can provide consults to you. If you want to know what are the policies associated with any particular task that you are doing, you should be able to see those over here. And if you want to look for tip sheets or templates, then they are available as well. And also, you should be able to see all the trainings that are available associated with the task. So this is a great way to find the information, about humanities project. Now, let's say, like I'm going to go back again and let me just go here. Now, the other thing that I'm going to show you also is if you go over here and you click on personnel and career, then, it's going to take you basically, I think, what it's going to show you is this for most of you. Does it do that? If you say dismiss and you scroll up to the top of the page, you should be able to see these 4 columns. I hope everybody can see it. And so once you do that, you should be able to, tell the system like what your role is. So say, you are postdocs, you should be able to say that you are a postdoc. And then under the second column, you should be able to click on anything and everything that pertains to the type of work that you do. So if you're just working with vertebrate animals, you can say that, or, if you're doing working with archived data, then you can always say that. So depending on what work you do, you should be able to click on that. And then in the third one, you should be able to click on everything, actually. Just click on everything. Just don't click on no anticipated funding, because then, it's not going to show you any information about funding opportunities. And then towards the, in the last column, depending on where you reside, I have just said campus and medicine because, I cater to the faculty and staff on either side. But, like you can say, either campus or medicine, depending on where you reside. And then, like when you click on apply filters, these filters are applied for good. And so suddenly, if you say like, oh, it's not showing me information about X, Y, and Z, it's because it could be because of the filters that you have chosen, when you set up this path for yourself. Now, the one thing that I want to highlight for you is higher engaged personal students and volunteers. So I know that you guys are all postdocs, but I also know that some of you, like are probably involved in, looking for, say, students who can volunteer on your project, or, you're looking for hiring staff for your PI, like something like that. And if you are doing that, then you can literally go over here and you can see how you can engage or, hire those folks on your team. All right. And then I want to show you over here. So say unpaid, like internships, or if you want to see, like how to get minors in research and like how, what are the tasks that they can do. So if you go over here, it will also tell you, like depending on what their title is or their role is, what are the activities that they can do and what are the activities they cannot do. So this is a good way. Say, you want a Duke University campus graduate student, then it will tell you these are the things they can do and these are the things that they cannot do. And then, it will also tell you what are the trainings that are associated with the tasks that they should be able to do. Okay? Any questions so far? Please feel free to ask me questions as I go. So now let's go to generate idea. So now here you can see that, if I am coming up with a project idea, what are the things that I should be thinking about? And this, like works both on the campus side as well as, both for humanities postdocs as well as, like for people who are working in the sciences as well. So if you go over here, it will tell you like, these are the things that you need to start thinking about. Do you need collaborators? Do you need funding? How are you going to conduct that project? I mean, does it mean that you have to hire people on your study? Or do you need preliminary data, to apply for a grant? And, how do I get that? And there are a lot of tools and tools that are available to you to do that. So if you wanted to do literature review, that's the best place to start. And so you should be able to go over here and see how you can do literature reviews. Or, if you go over here for humanities research projects, it will give you information about the libraries and any other resources that are available to you to do the preliminary work to know, like where the gaps exist, what are the things that are already done, what are the things that you can do in order to, like make your project successful. Now, I know that somebody, like on the list said that they are working in biostats. So this is where, like you can come and you can find out, like how to build your own repositories, look for the existing repositories that are available. And then also, like it will tell you who can help you to collect the data as well, or provide you consults in terms of collecting data. And so, like if you're collecting large amount of data, then EARS is the group, who can help you to basically think about, like what should be going into your repository and, how to create one. And especially if you're going to be collecting data from EMR, then, they will tell you all about that as well. Also, the other one that I really wanted to mention, and there's a ton of these resources over here, you'd have to go through that. There's also, surgical data that is available over here. If anybody is working on the campus side and if they want, like any information about, what is that? Where is the Ford Library and all those guys? Okay, I think they're down here. Yeah. So if you want, like social and environmental equity drivers, you should be able to find that, or TRDC is there. Where is the Ford one? Oh, here. So, there are also, like the data repositories that are available through Ford Library, through Goodson Library, also through data visualization sciences. So, this is a good way to find that information. And the other one that I wanted to point out is this Truveta, which has information about 100 million patients in one place. And it is it's not Duke data, but it is data that is available outside of Duke. So, like through, I think, 30 plus health systems, as well as clinics and, clinics and hospitals around the country. So anyways, this is what I wanted to show you. The other thing I wanted to show you is, again, you can see all the the information about who can provide you counsels and such. And then when you go over here, if you go to self-serve online resources for data and visualization, I think many of you may know that they already provide. I can show you quickly, actually. So if you go over here, you can see all the information for all the various workshops that they have already conducted, and they have put it online over here for you to do it at your own convenience. So you should be able to go over here, and you should be able to look at all these trainings that are available to you for free. The other thing is, like, if you go to upcoming workshops, you should be able to see all the ones that are going to be offered during this upcoming semester. And if you go to About Us, you should be able to see the information for who can provide you what kind of services. So say, like if you're working with geospatial data, then, that's one. But the one guy that I wanted to really highlight was Eric Monson. He's amazing. If you wanted to create, your graphs or figures or flowcharts for either manuscript purposes or for grant writing purposes, go to him. He can help you, like in terms of creating those graphs and figures in a way that you can convey your results to the research community in the most effective way. And everybody who thinks like, they really know how to, design their own graphs and figures are completely blown away when they go to him. So I would highly recommend, reaching out to him. And then these are the two people who help you with your data management plan, basically, if you're going to be applying for a NIH grant. Okay. Is there any questions so far? Okay. Now let's go to, I'm just going to highlight a few that I think would help you guys. So say, you want to analyze data. Now, say you are in humanities and you have, like qualitative data, and then, you want to say that I want to, do some qualitative analysis and that I reside in Provost area campus school. So here is where it's going to apply those filters and basically let you know what are the resources that are available to you in order to do that type of analysis. And so this is a good way to sort of see, what the resources are, what they offer, and how to reach out to them as well. Okay. Now, if I go up and I say like, okay, I don't want to do this, but I want to do bioinformatics and I reside in School of Medicine. If I say that, then it's going to give you me all the information for who can do genomic analysis and how to reach out to them as well. Okay, so even in DMPI, I know somebody is from DMPI as well on the call. So you can reach out to them. Oops, okay. Oh dear. All right, now let's go to, basically, if you want to develop a data management plan, I don't know how many of you are going to be applying for, say, a F or a T grant or something like that. And if you do, then, like you'll have to submit a data management plan. And this is the link to the tool that you can use to develop the data management plan. And here, like you can see that there are trainings that are available for that. And also, like if you want to reach out to them for help, then you should be able to go over here and then reach out to them for a consult as well. Okay. Now, if you need like a ton, if you're doing genomic research and you need a large amount of space to store your data, you can always go to secure it. And when you do that, if I say that, okay, I have a like medium risk study, and then, I need both. If I say that, it's going to tell me what are the resources that are available to me to store large data. So if you wanted to do that, this is how you would go about doing it. The other thing that I wanted to show you is this one. How many of you are planning to write some sort of grant, like an external grant? Are there any people? Okay. So there are a couple of people, I think, who are going to be writing grants. So, okay. So, like here is where, like you can see there is information for how to prepare for the proposal process, who can help you, like with grant reviews and such. It also tells you what are the common proposal errors people do, while writing a grant. And then over here, it's giving you links to every single, federal grant that you can possibly write. And so say, you are going to be writing a small F or a T, and if you're going to be writing that, then there are templates that are available to you to write these grants. And there is link to every single section that goes into your grant. And so you should be able to say you're writing a F32. And if you're doing that, if you click on this, this is going to take you to Duke Box. And within Duke Box, there is link to every single section that goes into your grant. And you should be able to follow the instructions and then write the grant accordingly. So, this is a great way to do that. The other thing that I wanted to show you is if you see over here where it says training and job aids. So if I say click over here and so you can see, that it takes me to OCRD website. And when you go over here, you can request a one-on-one consult with Sohini. But the other thing is that, she is usually swamped with faculty. If she has time, then they will help postdocs. But the best thing to do is to go over here and look at, like what are the workshops that are coming up during this upcoming semester, and you can register for that. And then where you see this previous OCRD programming, you should be able to see recordings, for previous trainings and workshops that have happened. And so you should be able to go to those and then do it at your own convenience. Do the training at your own convenience. The other thing that I was also going to show you is within tools and templates. If you want to find out what are the facilities that are available to me, then you can always go over here. There is boilerplate language that you can copy paste in your grant as well. But if you keep scrolling down here, they tell you all the resources that are available to you. It tells you what they do. It also tells you how to contact them. If you are going to be quoting them in your grant, then, basically you reach out to them and you ask them to provide you a boilerplate language, and they will provide that to you. The other thing is that in the last column, it's also telling you what are the resources that are free and which ones are for a fee. And so if you are going to be writing them up in your grant, then you know that, like you will have to budget them in your grant as well. Okay. The other thing is Authenticate software. This is available to students as well as faculty. So you can always go over here. You should be able to, put in your grant or your manuscript, through this software to make sure that you haven't picked up language from somewhere else. So that's another thing that's available to you. Also, like if you want to use, like if you're going to be applying for a grant next year, so starting June 2025, everybody requires to create their CV in the science CV format. And this basically allows you to not only, have your CV in that format, but it allows you to also create a lot of these supporting documents that you need in order for a federal grant submission. And then, of course, like over here, it will tell you who can provide you consults too. And we are listed over here as well. Okay. So this is us. Okay. Any question? Oh, I forgot to show you something. Hold on. And then the other thing you can do is for non-federal, there is also linked to the foundation grants funding. And so if you wanted to apply for a foundation grant, then this is the place that you will go to. You can see, who's assigned to what foundation. And if you're going to be applying for one of those, then they will, they will do consult with you. I would suggest that you may want to request your mentor to do this consult with you, because typically they only help faculty. They do not have the bandwidth to help students. So I would highly recommend that, like you reach out to them with your mentor, and they will be more willing to sit down with you and help you out as well. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop here. For my research path, like I said earlier, this is a portal by itself, but we have put it over here for the ease, to find all the information about doing research in one place. So there's a lot of information over here about how to conduct your project, how to manage your finances, and also, how to disseminate your findings, to the research community. This one is not of relevance to you. Now, this is the portfolio, widget. And so if you were to click somewhere over here, it will basically tell you exactly where your effort is coming from. And if you go down, you should be able to see any grants that were applied, that were applied by you or, by your mentor with your effort on it. Does that make sense? So if I apply for a grant, it will tell me about the information for all the grants that I've applied through Duke. Or if my mentor is going to be applying for grants with my effort on it, I will still see it. Okay. And you don't have to worry about this right now, but if anybody is working in the IRB space, if you clicked on the IRB tab, it will show you, all the studies that you're listed in IRB as well. Okay, next is funding opportunities. And I think probably Alicia has gone over this with you guys. If some of you were not there for that particular workshop, then this is what I wanted to show you really quick. So if you say over here that I want to do African American studies. So if I say that, oh, the spelling was not right. Okay, now if I say search, oh, yeah, there you go. So when I say that, now it's going to give me all the information for those keywords that are present in the FOA. And so I can go over here and it's telling me there's 114. But if I say that show me only the ones that are currently open, then it's going to tell me, like the ones that are open. Now over here, you can tell the system, what kind of studies are you doing? Are you doing community outreach and engagement? Are you doing social sciences? Are you doing arts and humanities? Then it just narrows it down to 24. If you say you're doing curriculum development, then it will, tell you that there's just one that is available under that topic. And now, under eligibility, you can say what who you are. So if I say I am a postdoc, and so now it's just going to tell me the ones that are available to me as a postdoc. And if I say, oh, okay, I am doing arts and humanities. So if I do that, then, it's going to narrow the search down and it's going to show me only the ones that are available over here. So now, this is a good way to find out about funding opportunities that are available to you. Now, if you click on any one of these topics, it's going to tell you a little bit more about what this funding is about. And then if you go to more information over here, it will actually take you to the Smithsonian site where you should be able to read up the information in detail. All right. Any questions so far? Oops, I went to the wrong one. Okay. And the other thing I wanted to show you is, and you can type anything over here. So if I say, I don't know, mRNA, and hit enter, it's going to tell me how many are available for mRNA. And now, like if I say only the current ones, it's going to tell me that these are the 2 that are available. And I can, just go over here, say login. And when you hit that login tab, it's going to allow me to save my search. So I can go over here. Okay, I say login. And when I do that, now it was going to allow me to save this search. And if I save this search, then if I go to my saved searches, it will tell me all the ones that I have saved. And then the other thing is that if you say you want to download the CSV, you can also do that and email it to yourself as well. So it's a good way to find, like funding opportunities that match, like the type of work that you are doing. Okay. Any questions? And you can also favor them, by the way. So if you say like, oh, this is really good and I want to favor it, you can just go over here and you can favor it and it will show up in the favorites tab. Okay. All right. So the other thing I wanted to tell you is that this particular, widget shows you funding opportunities that are available, through federal agencies, through industry, through internal grant processes, as well as through foundations. So everything is listed over here. All right. Okay. Any questions about funding opportunities, guys? All right. Now, under favorites, what you can do is say you find, like links over here, that you say like, okay, how am I going to find that particular link again? You can always copy that URL address and you can save it over here. So you can give it a name, you can copy the URL address, and if you hit the save tab, then, it will show up over here. And then the other thing is, and this is not only for internal links, it's also for external links. So if you Google something very often, or, you have links from other institutions, you can always copy those over here as well. And then if you go to the all tab, you're going to see all the links that are internal to Duke that are available to you. And you should be able to go through the list, and then you should be able to star the ones that you think are most useful to you. Now, the calendar of scientific events is actually really, really good for you guys, because, this is how you will know, especially what's happening in the postdoc world, as well as any symposia conferences that are going on that you may want to attend, within the Duke system. So you should be able to star those ones, and then, they will all start showing up in your favorites tab. Okay. Now, the next one is agreements and patents. I don't think you need to be thinking too much about it, except if you're going to be filing for any patents, then your patents will show up over here. Okay. Now, next is find a collaborator. So say I want to find a collaborator, like who's working in Down syndrome, or I can even, type a name of a mentor over here if I wanted to. So if I say that and I hit enter, it's going to show me everybody who works in the Down syndrome space. And I can say, okay, I want to see people who work in Trinity College of Arts and Sciences. So there are 17 people. And so if I go over here, I should be able to click on somebody's name. Let's go to David. And, here you can see exactly what kind of work he does. If you go to the research tab, you can see all the grants he owns. And if you go to the publications, you can see all the publications that he has as well. So this is a great way to find mentors and collaborators. I don't think you guys have your own account on the Scholars page, but if you do want to do that, you can go to the power user for your department, and they will help you to create your profile over here. And once you create your profile, you should be able to showcase yourself to the research community so that if anybody wants to reach out to you to be their collaborator, then they are able to do so. Okay. And the way to do that is just go to Google Chrome, type Power User Duke, and then you should be able to find them. Now, research help. This is where you can reach out to us. So if you have any questions about doing research, or if you want to meet with us one-on-one, we are happy to do so. You just send us a request from here, and we are 6 of us at the back end who get pinged, and whoever has the time and expertise will reach out to you for that. Now, training, all your trainings are listed over here. Every once in a while, you may want to go to enrolled and see if you're enrolled on any other trainings that you may not be aware of. And you should be able to complete those trainings, from here. By the way, these are all live links. And once you're logged into myRESEARCHhome, you're logged into all Duke systems. So that's another great thing. So a lot of people actually, make this as their homepage as well. So it's up to you if you want to do that. But now, if I were to click on annual HIPAA training, it will actually take me to LMS, to that particular training. And here it tells you about the expiration dates. So as and how you get close to the expiration dates, this will become yellow. And then, if it's past due, it becomes red. So you know that, that's past due and that you need to complete it. If you ever write grants, or if you're buying something at Duke, or you have to approve people's time cards, whatever it is, those tasks show up over here, and then you should be able to click on that particular task and electronically attest those documents from here. This one, you don't have to worry about it, but if you ever have ever get funded, then you can always reach out to your grant manager, and your grant manager will tell you, how to read these reports. And then under announcements, this is where, you should be able to see all the upcoming workshops, trainings, symposia, conferences, whatever it is, even sometimes internal grant funding opportunities will show up over here. So, this is a great place to sort of read up about all that information. There's also this AI health seminar that's going to happen as well in September. So this is a good way to sort of find that information and register for it as well. But just as a cautionary note, not everything is listed over here. So if you get individual emails about something, then just make sure that you follow those as well. There is also one widget which is called My Task, and I have hidden it, but you can always bring it up. It's just a simple project management tool. If you want to assign a task to yourself or somebody else on the team, then you can do that and then track it from there.
Thank you so much, Sunita. We really appreciate all of your expert advice.
All right. Bye.
Thanks everyone for coming. Bye-bye.